Well, today we're in border country, a landscape littered with castles and battlefields, a place, as you might expect, full of history. But which county are we in?
On today's show, I'll be helping a couple exchange their house in the suburbs for a swathe of space in the countryside.
There's tons of scope, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
They have an expanding family and a rather woolly yearning on their wish list.
Do they come with a sheep?
Yeah, the view does.
But can the mystery house live up to their expectations?
Look at that one.
What do you reckon?
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Welcome to Shropshire. Now, these impressive ruins behind me are all that survive of the Great Tower at Bridgnorth Castle, and they're in this state thanks to Oliver Cromwell. He and his Roundheads destroyed them during the English Civil War of the 17th century. And that lean, well, that is another wonder, because how it stands up, I have no idea. It's a full 15 degrees, 4 times greater than the Leaning Tower of Pisa in Italy. But the good news is that the rest of Shropshire's historic properties are in a far better state of repair.
Situated right on the border between England and Wales, Shropshire is a large, sparsely populated county which is home to towns such as Shrewsbury and Oswestry. There are only 91 people per square kilometre here, compared with a national average closer to 400. Along with Herefordshire and Worcestershire, Shropshire makes up the Marches, a trio of border counties created by William the Conqueror in the 11th century. It's an area where Middle England merges with Wales, a charming strip of country rippling with heather-strewn hills and beautiful moorland. Covering 1,200 square miles, most of Shropshire's land is dedicated to farming. In the north, it's mainly arable, while in the south of the county, farmland is used for the grazing of livestock. Shropshire has no cities, but does have 22 towns within its borders. The county is also recognised for its walking trails, most famously situated across Wenlock Edge and the heathland region of Long Mynd.
Well, if you fancy space, then Shropshire clearly could be for you. But it does mean that there aren't as many houses to choose from as perhaps there are in other counties. But the local council are keen to reverse that trend. They've got some quite ambitious plans to build many, many more new homes, which would, of course, give all of us a lot more choice.
Here's a peek at what's on the market right now. Just shy of £300,000 will get you this traditional 3-bedroom stone-built barn in the conservation area of Pantglas in North Wales. It's full of character with exposed oak beam ceilings, and it has a charming cottage garden with a patio. Or if you'd like something a little more unique, for just under £500,000 you could buy this 4-bedroom converted barn in Eton Constantine. It has a stunning drawing room with exposed roof trusses, an unusual galleried landing and panoramic views. Or maybe this striking 4-bedroom brick barn conversion just over the border in Cheshire would appeal. It'll set you back a wallet-stretching £650,000. It's recently been renovated, featuring exposed beams and a galleried landing over the modern kitchen.
So as you can see, when it comes to property, there are some real gems tucked away here in the Shropshire countryside, which of course is exactly why today's buyers want to move here.
Meet newlyweds Peter and Christine, who tied the knot a year ago. They want to escape from Christine's house in Huddersfield, where they currently live, and find a family home in Shropshire. Moving with them is Christine's 11-year-old daughter, Nadine, and there's another child on the way. So the key thing they're after is space, both inside and out.
I grew up in an old, remote, unoverlooked character property. And we're in a 3-bed mid-terrace estate house here. It just doesn't fulfill my ideal of where I really want to spend the rest of my life.
Peter isn't the only one who hankers after a more rural setting. Christine was brought up in the country too.
Back in Kenya, because that's where my original parents are from. We were a bit rural and we had cows and sheep, and I love sheep.
So land for sheep is high on the agenda, but there are also plenty of other reasons for moving.
We're considering the Shropshire area because we obviously want to add to our family. There are some support structures there. My mum and dad are based fairly locally. I need to travel a lot for work as well, so I need access to airports, and the A49 does offer access to both Manchester and Liverpool.
Family life is incredibly important, but so too is the right education for their daughter.
Our top priority at the moment would be a good school for Nadine.
A school with a decent reputation within a 5, possibly a 10-mile radius.
And they've got a clear idea of what they want from their new home.
What we would like in our new property would be a character period property with plenty of garden space, 4 bedrooms, ideally an office, large kitchen with a separate dining area.
Ideally, we would prefer the remote area, a bit out away from the village.
We'd like a property we can move into straight away with a minimum amount of work, but I think we don't mind a challenge on a project if we can manage it within the budget.
So a project could be an option, but it all depends on the money.
Neither of the properties we own are on the market at the moment. We've spoken to the bank and we can afford a property up to £400,000 without selling those houses.
Now, of course, finding Peter and Christine their new home where they can enjoy a good dose of country living is what it's all about. And when you think about the fact this is the first home they've ever bought together, well, that only really adds to the pressure. Now, their £400,000 should go some way to getting them the 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms that they're after. Although, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure we're going to find enough space for Christine to keep some of those sheep. Although, you never know.
Peter and Christine want to find a slice of rural paradise in Shropshire. They want a house which is set outside a village, but they still need access to good local schools. So we'll be focusing our search around the towns of Shrewsbury and Oswestry. We've cherry-picked 3 fantastic houses to whet our buyers' appetites, but as usual, I won't tell them what they're on the market for until they've guessed the price. And of course, there's the mystery house, which I'm hoping will encourage them to embrace a range of different possibilities.
Well, Christine, Peter, here we are in Shropshire. Nice to be back, mate.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a very, very pleasant feeling.
And how about for you? Because, you know, you grew up in Kenya.
I know, it's a bit of a change for me, so I'm really looking forward to this.
I mean, it's still rural, but the plains aren't kind of awash with zebra and all the rest of it. But
no, it isn't.
You are into sheep.
I am, actually. Really love sheep.
I knew that'd come up.
Like to keep some, actually, if you don't mind.
But there is one other addition to this story which you must mention. Little Bird has told me that your family is now growing.
It is.
Yes,
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Now, when are we expecting the next one?
Sometime in November.
So, what, 6 months or so?
Yeah, 6 months from now.
So, pressure's on then, really.
Yeah, yeah.
We've got just a few days to find you a home that you need to be comfortably established in
Indeed.
within 6 months. But we're looking for 4 bedrooms.
We are.
Because we've got Nadine as well, haven't we?
That's right,
Who's,
yeah.
what, 10 now?
She's 10.
OK, so, you know, I think your budget is relatively realistic for what we're after. And in terms of style, give me a few clues as to the sort of things that have really caught your eye.
I'm very, very much in favour of an older property, a character property, a Georgian property ideally, or Victorian potentially.
Yep.
An old farmhouse.
Yeah.
Would be brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing is really.
Yeah.
I'm a country boy at heart.
Yeah, you're
What can
ticking
I do?
all the right boxes there. That's what everybody wants. Big
Yes, of
kitchen,
course.
blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, it's all.
We've got 3 properties for you to have a look at, including, of course, the mystery house. Let's get going. Follow me.
Absolutely.
So with a budget of £400,000, Peter and Christine want a character property with a big kitchen, an office and a minimum of 4 bedrooms. Ideally, they'd like some land and they'd prefer it if their new home wasn't overlooked. Oh, and there was one other thing. If possible, Christine would like to keep sheep. Our first house is situated 2 miles from St Martin's in the northwest of Shropshire and close to the border with Wales. Much of St Martin's history was built around mining and agriculture, and for centuries a lively community lived and worked around the area's coal pits and farms. With the rural setting our buyers are after, they'll need access to local amenities, and luckily St Martin's today offers a post office, a supermarket and both primary and secondary schools, so Nadine will be catered for too. The property we're looking at is in rural Pen Bryn.
This is property number 1. What do you think?
It's lovely. Barn conversion, I guess, yeah?
Barn conversion. So just over 100 years old, built about 1897. But then in 2007, the current owners bought it and have absolutely transformed it. He's a carpenter, so you get the idea that the kind of level of finish in here is absolutely sorted. I mean, is this the sort of thing that you'd have had in mind?
It's an idyllic location, certainly. You know, I'm interested to look at to see the level of finish that you've talked about.
Come on, let's have a look inside.
Well, good first impressions. This property has many of the features our buyers want, so I'm confident that the interior will get a positive reaction too.
Right. Come on in, Christine.
Wow.
Yeah?
Oh, just the smell alone is amazing.
What do you think?
Gorgeous.
Lovely.
I mean, like I said on the outside, you know, the hand of an experienced carpenter has been all over this, and you can just see with all these lovely joints and the beams and.
Fantastic.
Now the flooring, I should point out, goes right the way through. Underfloor heating throughout, so no radiators in the way. Now the kitchen that you've got at home, you'd like a bigger one, wouldn't you?
Oh, definitely.
Much bigger, yes, please.
Come and have a look at this one. Come on in.
Good Lord.
Hey?
That's all right, isn't it?
Nice, isn't it? Yeah?
Fantastic.
As islands go, that's pretty generous.
It certainly is. I like the content of the fridge, isn't it?
Yeah, wine,
beautiful.
cooler, the whole thing.
Wow.
And all this lovely integrated stuff, you know, it's all nicely, you know, high-end.
I like it. I really, really like it compared to what we've got at the moment.
But, you know, in terms of bringing up a brand new baby along with Nadine and the pair of you, this would just be so simple. The living room is also a great space. Plenty of room for the 4 of you to mess around in there and have your family out when they come to babysit.
Excellent.
Lovely.
The babysitting duties are all sorted, which is good news for when they become parents again. And given that the key thing our buyers are after is space, I'm thinking we could be onto a winner with this place, as the lounge has lots of room to relax in.
Yeah?
Super. It's amazing, isn't it?
It's a whopper, isn't it?
It's lovely, isn't it? It's a really lovely space.
Again, underfloor heating right through this. So that's nice and cosy for baby running around.
Yeah, sure.
Now, the other thing to point out, of course, is we are in this little sort of hamlet, as it were, 4 properties. They're your neighbours through the window there.
Yeah.
That's the only real kind of compromise I can see in terms of, you know, proximity to neighbours.
But it is a compromise.
Because we were kind of looking at something not being overlooked a bit.
I know, at the moment your garden is particularly overlooked, isn't it?
Yeah.
Most definitely.
This garden isn't. And to be perfectly honest, if you frosted those windows, you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know they were there?
No.
Yeah, sure.
You really wouldn't. But I think you get the idea, though, that this is a property that certainly gives you the space in a very flexible space.
There's tons of scope, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. OK?
Yeah, lovely.
Right, let's go upstairs. Come and follow me.
So there's plenty for them to work with in this house if they can overcome the fact that they'll have neighbours. I'm hoping they'll see the potential on the first floor too.
Right, so you've got 4 bedrooms to play with. I think this is a very kind of generous sort of guest room, really.
It's quite a good size. It's quite a lot of light again. There you are.
It's gorgeous. It's
Yeah.
lovely.
Not everybody's
Certainly fits the bill.
dark.
What have we got in here?
Ah, this is nice. This is a pucker wet room.
No way.
Yeah.
It gets more Scandinavian as we go around.
Now, in any other property, this would be a very good master bedroom. But this one is even better. Come and have a look.
The 2 additional bedrooms on this floor are both finished to the same high standard as the rest of the house, but it's the master bedroom that I really like.
Now, starting here, there you are, very slick looking kind of shower room en suite, and then this is your master.
Wow.
This is good.
That is just amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the round windows, Pete.
Yeah?
Can you have a look at that?
That's nice. And look, sheep.
No.
Yes. There you are.
Fantastic.
Can we sleep with them as well?
So you don't need to buy your own sheep, look.
No.
Just borrow the neighbours.
Do they come with a sheep?
Yeah, the view does. That's for free. Come on, let's go outside.
Outside, of course, they can get an even better look at the view, and luckily this property has a superb outlook over the neighbouring countryside.
Here we are. Out these lovely doors that will open right up to reveal the patio. And this is it. This is what's on offer. It's this much all the grass that's bounded by this post and rail fence.
Yeah.
So it's not acres.
No.
And in fairness, it's not enough for sheep.
No.
Christine, how much do you think this is worth? What are we talking? 400,000 or so
Yeah.
is your budget.
I would say a bit over, 4 or 5.
405.
Yeah.
£405,000, says your wife, Peter.
I'm going to come in a little bit lower than that, at 395.
395. You're both wrong. OK. Really? Yeah, you're both too high. This could be yours for 385.
No way. Ticks a lot of boxes, I have to say.
Yeah.
It does.
Put a smile on your face, anyway.
That's the main thing. Well, look, go and have a wander around and just see how you might want to tweak it.
OK.
Off you go. Go on.
Come on then, off you go.
In fact, better still, do make a cup of tea. Why not? Yeah.
Sugar, Jules?
Yeah, and milk.
OK.
Brilliant. Oh, very nice to have such helpful and willing contributors. I do like a cup of tea after a house tour. And this one, I think, has gone particularly well. It is our first property, of course, but it does represent, I think, terrific value for money for Peter and for Christine. And as a first property, this is a really, really good option. And you don't have to have sheep on your own doorstep. You can borrow theirs.
Priced at £385,000, this fantastic conversion is in a great rural setting. With 4 bedrooms, it's finished to a really high standard, and it has fabulous views over fields full of sheep. The only issue might be that on the one side, it's not only sheep that overlook the property. There are neighbours too, but will this be a deal breaker?
The only downside to it, it's next door neighbour. But like Pete said, you know, might just give that compromise a bit.
We do have an issue, obviously, with being overlooked here. We wanted to be slightly more isolated. But apart from that, there are schools, there are shops, we've got everything within shooting distance of here. I'm very impressed. Yeah, I think Alina will love this here, you know.
I think she'll like this room because it's got that round
window's
window.
fabulous.
That's fantastic, that.
Come on. We're all done. That was our first one. Not a bad start.
Fantastic
Yeah.
start.
Pretty good start.
Yeah. I think this is growing on you, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
I wonder what's been said. Come on.
With their sights set on a remote rural location, our buyers will still be looking for a town that can provide them with all the services they need. Shropshire doesn't have any cities, but what it lacks in urban bustle, it makes up for with its history. The county town of Shrewsbury lies 9 miles east of the Welsh border and has been a fixture on the map of the British Isles since Saxon times. 2 miles from Shrewsbury is a hawking centre where there's the opportunity to fly hawks while taking in a scenic mile-long stroll in an ancient 200-acre forest. As Peter and Christine will be looking for fun things to do as a family when they move, early in the week we arranged for them to meet Mark Southall and get up close and personal with these amazing birds.
I'm going to fly one of the birds for you now. I'm going to fly a bird called Carn for you. Carn's a 4-year-old male household. I'll just make it.
Hey, look
So
at
this is Carn. Right then, we're going to give him a fly.
Known as the sport of kings, falcons and hawks have been used throughout the ages, both as a means of feeding the family as well as a leisure pursuit for the wealthy. These birds see Mark as a food source, which is why they don't just fly away.
Easy on. Yeah, there he goes.
Oh, there he goes again. So what prompts him to come back to you?
What we do is we tempt them down with food. So if I give you a little bit of meat on your glove there, Christine, hold your arm out like that. Super, here he comes. Don't even need to whistle him, look.
That's brilliant. You know,
Do you want to have a go, Pete?
I don't know. Give me a.
He's on his way, Pete. You've got to be quick.
There you go. Hey, you've got to be on your mettle, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, you've got to be fast with these guys.
Carn is a Harris hawk, a bird native to the southern states of America and Mexico. They're one of the most popular birds used in falconry in this country as they have a good temperament and are easy to train. And their hunting skills aren't just confined to when they're in flight.
So these guys are quite comfortable on the floor, and they will actually hunt from the floor. Mm-hmm. This is Carn's speciality. I call it the vulture walk. Quite comical, isn't he?
Whereas you might think the beak is the most dangerous part of the hawk, it's actually their feet. They're capable of producing over 400 pounds of pressure. No wonder they're such successful hunters.
Come on in. Come on. Good boy.
That's wicked.
And with so much to offer in Shropshire, let's hope our buyers won't take flight anytime soon. Now for our second property, we're heading towards the village of Pontesbury, set in unspoilt South Shropshire countryside about 8 miles from Shrewsbury. Pontesbury is one of the largest villages in Shropshire and has a lively rural community, boasting a wide range of local amenities, including schools, a church and a selection of shops. The house we're going to see is in a spectacular rural position close to the villages of Haberley and Pulverbach, and it's thought to date back to the 17th century.
So what have we got for our second property?
Wow.
This is your immediate kind of garden area, if you will.
Fantastic.
Which you can either use for livestock, a sheep maybe, if you really think you want one. But in the middle of it, tucked away behind that great big bush, is that, our second property. What do you think?
Beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah?
Yeah. Reminds me of my mum and dad's house.
Oh, well, so we're in kind of familiar territory,
Very
which
much
is
so.
great.
I love it.
Good. Well, let's see if you love the inside. Come and follow me.
Great reaction. Fingers crossed they'll love the inside too.
OK, the suspense is over. Come on in.
Gorgeous.
Yeah?
A fantastic country kitchen, what can I say?
Love the beam.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
And a big old unit here as well.
Yes, you know, range there behind me. You've also got a dual fuel, huge, great big stainless steel cooker over there.
Good Lord. Superb.
You know, it's got a nice square shape, which is what you really are looking for in a classic sort of farmhouse
And it's very high as well, isn't it?
kitchen. Well, absolutely, yeah.
Because you don't expect that in these older properties.
Could you be happy in here, Chris?
Yeah, absolutely.
I
It's
could.
gorgeous. I could. Could you?
I love it already, yeah.
Should we move in tomorrow?
Okay.
Get your checkbook out, mate.
Getting excited
through,
already.
Well, it sounds like they're moving in. And this house has many other surprises still to come.
So out of the kitchen, come with me in here. Ah.
Ah, smashing.
Yeah?
Nice.
Lovely.
I like.
Oh, you really get a feel for the history here, don't you?
Don't you? You really do. And this room is crammed full of it. There is the back end of what is a huge inglenook, which we'll see next door.
Yeah.
And I mean huge. Just you wait. Little bread oven in there. All kinds of, you know, stories in these beams and so forth. And can you see that line in the carpet there?
Oh, yeah.
That is access to your cellar.
Get away.
Yeah.
Really?
It's as big as this room. It's full height.
Wow.
And it's cobble lined.
Beautiful.
Wine cellar.
Wine cellar, all over.
Yeah. And you just wonder, you know, what happened in this room over the centuries.
Yeah, it doesn't bear thinking about, does it, really?
Well, come next door. I did promise you an inglenook. Look at this one. And here it is. It's a whopper,
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's brilliant.
isn't
That's
it?
huge.
That is fantastic.
Now, the curious thing is, this isn't listed.
Is it not?
So we can change it a bit. If we want.
You could potentially make a few alterations. It does allow you a certain amount of freedom.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, I don't want to go back to the
Lovely.
hotel now.
Well, that's not bad.
I'd put my feet up.
This is very cosy. I mean, what about Nadine? What's she going to think? You know?
Ooh, she's going to love this because there's quite a lot of space out there
Yeah.
and inside here as well.
And of course, space is exactly what this family are looking for. There's loads of room on the first floor, and upstairs there are some more quirky features.
Now, this is a funny old thing. Come and have a look. Can you see those 3 little steps there
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
going up to a door?
Uh-huh.
That's
Right.
into the attic.
Get away.
Yeah. How about that?
That's cool.
17th century attic space, yeah? And then in here is what I would suggest would be your master bedroom.
Oh, that's a nice size.
Yeah?
Yep. No ensuite, I guess.
No ensuite, and none of them are. Obviously, there's the family bathroom across the hallway there.
yeah, sure.
But you could, I would suggest, if you needed to, put one in that corner, bearing in mind the kitchen's underneath us here,
Yeah,
so you
so-
could tap into all the drains.
Right.
and
Plumbing
so
and
forth.
drains and everything would be there.
Yeah.
I think Nadine would love the little hidey holes as well.
Oh, yeah, she
Don't
would.
you think?
Oh, come on. It's, you know, as a kiddie growing up in a place like this, fantastic, you know. Just look out for the ghosts.
There are 3 other bedrooms up here, which ghosts could hide in too, but given that they're all a decent size, our buyers might want to use them as guest or study space instead. Outside, the house has a long stone driveway, lawned gardens, a workshop and a small paddock, which Christine could use for keeping her sheep.
But I thought we'd finish off here in the sunshine, just having a quick look at the back of the property, as you can see. You do get quite a lot here, don't you?
You get an awful lot.
Which brings us to the money. Peter, go on, you go first this time.
I'm going to go first this time. Top of the budget, I suspect, but I'm going slightly lower than I did last time, at 390, because of the location.
390, okay, interesting, yeah.
I'm going a bit lower this time. I'll go 375.
375. Well, once again, you're both earth-shatteringly wrong. But you're not far off, in fairness to you. This is on the market at £395,000.
Right.
Okay.
So it's pretty much bang on the budget then.
It's pretty much bang on the budget. I mean, obviously,
Wouldn't expect that,
it's open to some discussion, I suspect. This is a property, though, I think that, you know, you can really spend some time developing and kind of growing into.
It's got some soul.
Oh, absolutely.
It's got some character, definitely.
Yeah, go on. Go and find some more soul. I'll catch up with you later.
All right, guys.
Brilliant. Off you go. There we are. Houses do have their own feel and, you know, as Peter said, this one has some soul. I think it's got a lot more than that too. It's got bags of history, bags of presence and bags of potential.
Just under budget at £395,000, this superb period property offers countless original features. It's got 4 bedrooms, a traditional farmhouse kitchen, and of course a truly spectacular outlook, which is not overlooked by neighbouring houses.
I stare out over an estate at the moment in Huddersfield, don't I? That would be unbelievable.
The views, they're views to die for. It's really, really beautiful.
It's a family home. You can really, really feel that, you know. You get a real sense of soul about the place.
Well, guys, that's it. House number 2 done and dusted, but lots of ideas there for you, I think, to take away.
As the day closes over the Shropshire landscape, our buyers have time to consider the properties they've already seen and to anticipate what surprises are in store with our mystery house. Peter and Christine want to leave the suburbs of Huddersfield and find themselves a characterful first home together amongst the sparsely populated fields of Shropshire. For their £400,000 budget, we've shown them 2 properties they've really liked.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's brilliant.
But will our mystery house top the lot?
God, you make this difficult. You really do.
Meanwhile, I'll be taking a step back in time with one of Britain's oldest clockmakers.
This was a complete rebuild job.
But I mean, these look like, you know, the day they were made, guys. Well, as you can see, we've got a glorious start to our final day of house hunting here in Shropshire with Peter and with Christine. Now, of our 2 properties yesterday, I thought the first one really appealed to her. It was very modern, very finished and very slick. But I thought the second one really appealed to Peter. It was full of rural charm in a very isolated position. Well, now, of course, it's time to show them our final property. It's mystery house time, which I'm pretty sure will just as easily give them plenty to think about. Well, guys, we've got one more house to come. It's mystery house time.
Yeah.
Are we all excited?
Yes, very. Very.
Excellent.
Excited.
Because I thought yesterday went quite well, and I think it revealed, you know, 1 or 2 concerns that you both have as individuals and as a couple.
Yes, you're right. Property number 1 is job done, really, isn't it? You know, we move straight in there. Family can arrive when it arrives, no real hassle. Whereas I think property number 2, I think we'd have to grow into that. There's a little bit more work potentially there.
Well, let's hope the mystery house can deliver. We continue our property search towards Cockshut, formerly a thriving farming community that's now a quiet village surrounded by open countryside. The village serves up an array of welcome amenities, including a pub and a local shop, which will come in useful, as our mystery house, although only a short drive away, is remote and set within the grounds of Petton Hall, a 19th century estate that's been given a new lease of life. Although our buyers don't want to be overlooked, I'm hoping its setting will win them over.
OK, this is it. Waiting's over. There you go. Our mystery house.
The mystery house.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it?
It's very different, this. Again, it's another one where, quite honestly, you don't need to pick up a paintbrush.
Fantastic.
Oh, it looks gorgeous, honestly.
OK, so we're no longer in the middle of nowhere.
Oh,
Happy?
Yeah.
so far, so
I certainly can't wait to see inside.
Right, come on, follow me.
I'm confident the inside will meet their expectations, as it's dramatic from the moment you step through the door.
Come and check this out.
Blimey.
I love this.
Yeah?
Wow.
Come on in.
Look at that, man.
What do you reckon?
Oh, it's gorgeous.
This is
Oh,
lovely.
wow.
Yeah?
Very impressive.
Falling in love with it already.
It's not what you were expecting, is it?
No.
Certainly isn't, no.
I don't think there's much about this property that anybody would expect, actually.
Okay.
But the finish, as you can tell, is fantastic. Engineered oak flooring, underfloor heating, and I love this detailing. You know, the stainless on the you know, the brick banister and so forth. Double doors out there to a little courtyard area.
I was expecting it to be a lot smaller, to be honest, inside. It's got a really, really big feel.
It certainly does down here. Come and have a look at this as well. This is lovely. Look at this, because it all nicely sort of flows together, as you can tell.
Very stylish.
What's not to like, you know?
It's beautiful. Love the lighting too.
Yep.
It's quite light and airy. I really like this.
There's a lovely garden room through here too, with one quirky feature. Now, to be honest, we haven't really yet shown you a garden room in any of our properties, really, to speak of, but I think this one is a beauty. Above us, can you see these solid panels?
Oh, yeah.
Above those is a very useful array of solar panels that contribute very handsomely to your hot water bill. You know, so it's a very efficient thing to run this.
It's good for me because I like the place warm.
OK.
Yeah?
Yes.
Kitchen, follow me.
Lead on.
So back through the dining room and hallway, there's the glass panel we saw earlier, and this is your kitchen.
Oh,
Good Lord.
Yeah.
I like this.
Pretty groovy, huh? Yeah?
Fantastic.
I can see myself cooking here.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's
Good.
lovely.
Good size.
Total modern spec as well.
It's only about 3 years old, this,
Oh, good.
but beautifully fitted.
It is.
It combines a lot of the features of the first property that we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
And the second property we saw yesterday
Yeah.
in a communal environment. I guess.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad you like it. I mean, you know.
I really like it. Yeah.
You make this difficult. You really do.
You do.
Come on, let's have a look upstairs, because this is where it gets quite kind of interesting. Have a look at this.
Well, I'm really pleased with the response I've got for this house so far, because upstairs does present a challenge or two. It has 4 bedrooms, but limited headroom.
This is the master.
Wow.
This is where the kind of the big question mark arises over this particular property is how do you make the best use of what's on offer up here? Whilst the finishes are fantastic, the space is
Yeah, the
pretty
headroom's
tight.
limited, isn't it? That's true.
Yeah. The other guest room is you know, this big pretty much. Obviously the other 2, you know, kind of children's bedrooms are a little more limited.
Yeah,
Sure.
quite small.
I noticed when I came in that the roof on this side of the build is a little lower than the other properties over there.
Yes.
Is there any way that you could extend it a little further upwards?
Well, it's an interesting idea. I mean, it wouldn't be a cheap job, but
No.
yes, you could, in theory, literally lift this about 3 or 4 feet up from that
From
roof
there
line
to
there.
there or something.
Because it's not listed. It is
Big
technically quite a job. But certainly one that would transform the building
Yes.
and, you know, may create something of an investment for the future. There are numerous bathrooms, as we've seen
Yes,
down there.
absolutely, yeah.
Obviously, you don't get an ensuite in here.
Beautifully finished, I have to say.
Now, one thing we're not short on space on is in the garden.
Right.
Yes. Come and have a look at what's on offer out there, because perhaps you'll spend more time out there than up here.
Outside, there's a pretty cobbled courtyard and landscaped front garden, in addition to an acre of land which Christine could use for keeping her all-important sheep.
Yeah, I think this is it's just very different. I can't describe it. I can't put it in a
You're right,
box.
you're
It's just
right.
very different.
Yeah, you can't put your finger on it, can you?
No. But you like it, that's the main
Yeah, I
thing.
do.
We do.
Good. Well, we'll let you explore the house in a bit more detail, but before we get to that, it's time for our final price guess of the week. Chris, so because I think you've really come to life on this one, I'm going to ask you to go first. It's our final one. What do you think it's on the market for?
I will go for over the budget, 425.
425, yeah. OK.
Blasted.
You can agree. It's okay.
Can we?
Yeah. Well, will you?
It's the first time for everything. I was going to say 425. I definitely think it's above budget. It's a wonderful property, lovely finish. 420 is going to be my guess.
Okay, now it was on the market for 425, but it's been reduced to £369,950.
You're joking.
So at a straight, we've saved you, what, 55,000 from your top guess?
Unbelievable.
Putting a smile into my face already.
And mine as well.
Excellent. Well, look, go back in.
Okay.
Do spend some time upstairs.
Yeah.
Think how you might reconfigure that. And I'll drag you away later on.
Okay, all right.
Off you go.
See you later.
Pleasure. Brilliant. Well, I have to say, I did have my concerns about this property, but they love its quirkiness. It's certainly all of that, and it does represent fantastic value for money. Do you know what? I think this could be the one for them. As we say when selling houses, it just takes one person to come through the door and fall in love with it.
At just under £370,000, our mystery house has a glorious garden room with solar panels, 4 bedrooms and an acre of land which would be suitable for livestock. It's part of a bigger development, which is something our buyers weren't prepared for, and also there are issues around the space on the first floor. But will these be a sticking point?
I could see myself living here, which is unusual to say because I was the one who says, oh, I don't want neighbours next door to me, but this will work.
The work that would be required upstairs, it's significant. But if you consider where we were pitching the property in our estimate and the price that they're actually asking, I reckon with the £30,000 or so that we would have to invest, I think there's still some scope there for improvement.
Hey, you two.
Yes.
Did you figure it out?
Yes, we did.
Sort of.
Good. Well, we've got lots more to figure out because we're going to take you away where you can think about all the properties that we've shown you, and then I'm going to grill you.
Wonderful.
Yeah? Come on, follow me.
Not far from this week's Mystery House is the home of JB Joyce, the oldest tower clock-making company in Britain. They've been building a range of clocks in Shropshire for more than 300 years. I'm here to meet Keith Cotton to find out more about this timeless company.
Look at that. Keith, how are you?
I'm fine.
Nice to see you, sir. Nice to see you. Apologies, I am late. And to come to a clock manufacturer and not be on time is unforgivable, so I do apologise to you.
It's not a problem. We've got plenty of time here, so we should be able to get you back on track.
The time gags are going to keep coming, aren't they, with this one?
Probably. We're used to them.
JB Joyce was established in Cockshott in 1690 before moving to Whitchurch in the north of Shropshire in the 1700s. They still produce iconic clock towers which have kept Britain and the rest of the world on time for over 3 centuries.
And when I came in, I was astounded to see that extraordinary-looking mechanism. Can we have a closer look at that and talk me through how it works?
Yeah, we certainly can.
The company services 5,000 clocks every year throughout the UK. They can take a clock that's over 200 years old and rebuild it with a modern automatic winding system, removing the need to wind it once a week the old-fashioned way. This clock, from a private house in Southern Ireland, is 150 years old and has been completely rebuilt at a cost of £50,000.
This is absolutely fabulous. Hi, guys, how you doing?
Hey, Jules, I'm Rob.
Rod, nice to see you.
I'm Brian.
What are we looking at here? Because this looks wonderful.
It's what we call a chair frame clock, and it coming to us in real bad condition.
This was a complete rebuild job, probably one of the biggest we've done for many years. Everything was seized up, so we had to strip it right the way down and rebuild it. But all the wheels, and generally most of it, is as it was original.
But I mean, these look like, you know, the day they were made, guys. I mean, you know.
Yeah, it was just good craftsmanship. In those days, they made things to last, and it certainly shows a clock at this age.
Just outside Whitchurch is a village called Tilstock, whose church clock was originally made by JB Joyce in 1849. It's still exactly as it was 150 odd years ago, and it's usually wound weekly by a dedicated local. But today, I'm going to have a go.
So how complicated an affair is it to actually wind it up?
It's fairly straightforward. You just need to take this handle up with you.
So I'm going on my own?
You're going to do this on your own. I trust you to do it.
Great, OK. Right then, me and a handle.
Yeah.
Over the years, this clock has required very few repairs and has needed little else doing to it, save for being stripped and cleaned every now and then. There's not a lot of room in the tower, which is why I'm flying solo. So I hope I get it right.
Wow. Right. It's tiny in here. Ugh. And look at that, and there it is. Now this is a chair clock, just like the one we saw in the workshop being restored, but this one, oh, there's the bell. But this one hasn't ever needed that kind of level of restoration. It's been working ever since it was put in here in 1850. And if you look at the teeth and all the gearing, all the wear and tear that's on that, in a way it's recorded what's happened since it was put in here. Now then, let's wind it up and keep it running. There we are. There's the yellow mark. Which way? Oh, there we are. Whoa, crikey. Listen to that. There. Wonderful. Job done.
So after enjoying playing with old clocks, it's time for me to find out what Peter and Christine think of the properties we've shown them in Shropshire.
Let's just remind ourselves of where we started. Our first property, a barn conversion. So your thoughts on it then?
It's a no-brainer, of course, with a small family. You just move straight in, absolutely no problem. There'll be very, very little work to do, just some minor corrective surgery, nothing spectacular. For me, personally, it was maybe a little bit too clinical, a little bit too sterile, perhaps.
The only downside to it is because we were overlooked by the neighbours. It was just too near.
All right, well then we took you to a very different kind of setup. Yeah. Our second property that you felt reminded you of your parents' house.
It put a smile on my face straight as soon as I walked in through the door. It was beautiful. I think from Christine's point of view, maybe take the first property and relocate it to that absolutely beautiful setting.
So what you're into is the perfect finish, isn't it, really?
Yes. And I just want something that's almost nearly ready.
But then we took you to our mystery property, which was, well, a different proposition once again.
A proper curveball, really.
Well, yeah, come on then, let's hear what the thoughts have been.
The fact that it's got good green credentials, for instance, that would be important to me.
Yeah, the solar panel heating and so forth,
sure.
You know, the wood burner, all that kind
Indeed,
of helps, yeah.
Absolutely.
Obviously, the rooms are really tiny upstairs. Yeah. And obviously, if it's going to be a long-term home, Nadine will grow, and I don't think she'll like a single bedroom.
Would you be prepared to take on the mystery house if you were thinking over, you know, the next 5 or 10 years, you would alter it accordingly?
I think there's a possibility for a second viewing, yeah.
I think so.
Good. Well, guys, I'm delighted. Keep making those notes.
Don't worry, we will.
And let us know how you get on.
Looking forward to coming back.
Yeah, with a bigger notebook.
Yes.
Most definitely. And a bigger wallet.
Yeah, well, there you go. Best of luck.
OK, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Well, I've just left Peter and Christine enjoying the rest of those cream cakes. As well they might, because in many respects, this is the quiet before their storm. Over the next 6 months, not only, of course, are they trying to move, but they're going to have a brand new baby. And whichever house they eventually end up in, the good news is that he or she is going to be born in Shropshire. And you can't blame them for wanting to do that.
If you'd like to escape to the country in Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland or England and would like our help, you can apply online at bbc.co.uk/Be On A Show.